I remember that morning very clearly. It was a quiet Sunday in our village. The sun had just risen, spreading warm golden light across the dusty road. The air was still, except the distant sound of chickens and people preparing for church. I was standing by the roadside, watching the world wake up slowly. That was when I saw them. A young man was walking down very quickly along the road. He was neatly dressed in a clean church clothes, holding his Bible tightly against his chest. You could tell that he did not want to go late. His shoes were still shining, untouched by the dust. Then from the other side came an old woman. She was bent with age. Her back curved from many years of hard work. A heavy load rested on her head, tied with a worn cloth. Each step she took looked painful. Her face showed deep lines of struggle, and her eyes carried a quiet cry for help. As they met, she stretched out her hand. "My son, please help me," she said, and her voice was shaking. "This load is too heavy for me." The young man slowed down. For a moment, I thought he would help her. He looked at her and the road ahead. Then he looked at his Bible. "I'm late for church," he replied. His voice was not harsh, but it was firm. "Someone else will help you, ma." The old woman looked at him again, and this time, "Even God sees kindness on the road," she said softly, "not only in church." I felt those words that she spoke, but the young man avoided her eyes. He adjusted his grip on his Bible and stepped away from her. "I'm sorry," he said, and he continued walking. The old woman stood there for a moment, watching him go. Then she slowly lowered her hand. May your prayers meet you there," she whispered. I stood frozen. The sun was still shining. The road was still the same, but something had changed in my heart. That moment, I learned something that I will never forget. It is easy to look holy. It is harder to be kind. God is not only waiting in the church, He is also waiting in the people we need to help. The young man did not stop walking. The dust rose greatly behind his steps as he hurried along to the church. But though his legs moved fast, his heart felt strangely heavy. The old woman's words followed him like a shadow. "Even God sees kindness on the road." That's were the woman's words. He tried to shake it off. Soon as he reached the small village church, the building stood quietly under the morning sun. Its zinc roof was shining. People were already inside singing. Their voices rose into the air, full of joy. He slipped into a seat at the back, still holding his Bible tightly. The singing ended. The church became quiet. Then the pastor stood up. "My brothers and sisters," he began. His voice was calm but strong. "Today we will talk about love." The young man lifted his head. "Not the love we speak with our mouths," the pastor continued, "but the love we show with our actions." The young man felt a small shift inside him. The pastor opened his Bible and read. Then he looked at the congregation. "If you see someone in need," he said, "and you turn away, what kind of love do you have?" The young man's grip on his Bible tightened. "What is the use of coming to church?" Then the pastor went on and on. "What is the use of coming to church if you ignore God on the road?" At that moment, the man could no longer look up. The old woman's face came back to him. He tied his eyes, her voice shaking. He saw her outstretched arm. He remembered the words of the woman, "Please, my son, help me." His chest began to feel tight. He remembered all the words of the woman. Is singing and praying and all these things not good? They are good. Then the young man's eyes were filled with tears. He bowed his head. He remembered how he had looked away from the woman, how he had walked past her, how he had chosen to appear righteous instead of being compassionate. For the first time that morning, he understood. He was not late for church, he was late in love. Tears dropped quietly onto the Bible. He shouted, "Lord, forgive me." The service continued, but he couldn't sit still anymore. Something inside of him changed. As soon as the prayer ended, he stood up quickly and rushed out of the church. This time, he was not running to the church, he was running back to the road. He looked for the old woman passionately but couldn't find her. It was already late. Someone else have helped her. And who was that one? I was the one. I helped her carry the load to her house.